You want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You can't handle the truth!
Well, we're giving you the Michigan Sports Truth, the show that detects, exposes, and reveals actual and hidden facts, truth, research, and statistics about all the Detroit and Michigan sports teams that the mainstream media doesn't want you to know, whether fans like it or not. No junk, no entertainment, no homerism, no coddling, no pop culture, no opinions, no shilling, and no fluff. Head over to our website at michigansportstruth.weebly.com, follow us on Twitter at Michigan_truth, and like our Facebook page, The Michigan Sports Truth. Also listen to us on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts via iTunes. The Michigan Sports Truth podcast does not represent or defame any of the teams it covers. It only detects, exposes, and reveals honest, actual, and hidden truth, facts, and statistics about them.
And welcome to the postgame edition for Tuesday, June 26, 2018. I'm Taylor Phillips, along with Louis Tenore, our national sports reporter. Follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips. Also, a reminder that our Michigan Sports Truth podcast is now being added to Get Vocal, a new discussion platform that is topic based. It's a topic-based group video discussion platform that allows us to do podcasts, paid podcasts, actually. Yeah, and yes, I'm going to get paid soon for doing that, too. Thank God. It allows us to join discussions around our hot-button issues and pick topics, start the dialogue, and connect. So, follow Get Vocal's Twitter account at Get Vocal, GETVOKL. That's how you spell the Twitter handle of Get Vocal, and like its Facebook page. So, that being said, I'm going to like the Facebook page as well.
That one is long gone.
Tigers blow a 6-0 lead.
You blew it!
And lose 9-7 to the red-hot Oakland Athletics, who now improved to 42-30. They have now passed the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim for third place in the American League West Division. For the Tigers, yeah, they stink. 36-44, 8 games below 500. Still third place. 8.5 games back of the Cleveland Indians, who are 43-34. They lost tonight. The Indians still have a 7.5 game lead over the Minnesota Twins. In the American League Comedy Central Division, right now, as far as I'm concerned, the Twins are tied with the White Sox 2 apiece in the 4th inning. That's the last I checked. They were. Just a minute here. I gotta make our Facebook page like Get Vocal's Facebook page here. You can like and share and follow our Michigan Sports Truth Facebook page, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Let me see here. Going to MLB.com right now. Again, this is the postgame edition. Tigers lose to the Oakland Athletics again, 9-7 after blowing a 6-0 lead. And yeah, they're pathetic.
You are pathetic!
Right now, the Twins lead the White Sox 4-2 in the top of the 5th at Guaranteed Rate Field. That must have, in the top of the 5th, that must have been on a rain delay, because that's taken so damn long.
It was a rain delay, yes.
Oh, yeah. So it's not taking long. Thanks very much for that.
Sure.
The Indians are getting the hell beat out of them 9-2. by the very elite St. Louis Cardinals at Busch Stadium the second, middle of the fifth. I'm going to game day to make sure that's correct. That game might have been in a rain delay too, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it's still the bottom of the fifth. 9-2 Cardinals leading the Indians. Cardinals must have a very good record, a better record than the Cleveland Indians, more importantly. But let's go back to the Tigers here. Blaine Hardy gives up. Tigers jump out to a 6-0 lead, and then Blaine Hardy gives up 3 earned runs, and the bullpen does the rest of the blow job. Blowing the lead. Sorry to speak in dirty terms, but,
I got it.
There's no other way to put it. The bullpen sucks against very red-hot and elite teams. Especially the red-hot teams like the Oakland Athletics. The third game of the 4-game set is at 7:10. Shane Green gives up 2 more tie-breaking runs, just like he did yesterday, giving up a home run to Jed Lowry in the top of the 9th. It was tied at 7 again, and Shane Green gave up 2 runs. 2 crucial go-ahead runs, and the A's went on to win 9-7. Treinen got the save again. So, again, tomorrow at 7:10, starting pitching matchup. Chris Bassett and Mike Fiers. Chris Bassett, 0-3, 386, 116 whip. Mike Fiers, 5-4, 4.29 ERA and a 1.33 whip. Despite Bassett's 0-3 record, his ERA and his whip are lower than Mike Fiers' ERA and whip. Mike Fiers does have a 5-4 record, but he's not pitching consistently as Chris Bassett. Bassett's probably wasn't getting much run support. He might get some tomorrow night, regardless of the result. So that's Tigers. In other news, the Red Wings have reached out to free agents and former Red Wings Valterri Filppula and Tomas Vanek. According to thescore.com, it's very shocking to me that I hear this tonight coming out of work, coming out of a double shift at Ruby Tuesday here, over there in Cadillac, 15 miles away from here at home, here in McBain. Let me see here. This is the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, the postgame edition, Tuesday, June 26, 2018. I'm Taylor Phillips, along with Louis Tenore. And we have 153 people reaching the post of the link from the Score that headlining the Red Wings have reached out to free agents Vanek and Filppula. Already. Yikes. This is from Corey Wilkins of the Score. The Red Wings may be interested in a reunion with a pair of familiar faces, as Craig Custance of The Athletic reported the team reached out to free agents forwards Tomas Vanek and Valterri Filppula. However, it's unknown whether the Red Wings would like to sign both players or if the team would limit it to one addition in order to keep more open roster spots for young players. Because, see, their mission is to rebuild, so it's probably unlikely. Vanek spent the 2015-26 campaign with the Red Wings, or part of it, not entirely, before he was traded to the Panthers. Filppula, drafted by the Wings in 2002. His best season came in 2011 to 2012. He was a part of the 2008 Stanley Cup champion Red Wings. Filppula was a member of the Lightning and the Philadelphia Flyers. He was lastly playing for those Flyers last season. And it was his final season of his 5-year contract that carried a $5 million cap hit. Very interesting news here. So that's Red Wings. One other thing.
Left sideline, 3, and he answers.
The Pistons have hired Atlanta Hawks executive Malike Rose as a new assistant general manager behind general manager and senior advisor Ed Stefanski. So not only do the Pistons have a new GM in Ed Stefanski, who is also a senior advisor, they have a new assistant general manager, Malike Rose, whichever, however it's pronounced. So I believe their front office is pretty much complete with their primary positions, at least. I'm not sure if they have a team president. Maybe Ed Stefanski may be the team president as well. Either that or owner Tom Gores, whichever. So that's all the news in Michigan I have for tonight. That's all the truth I have for tonight. So
It's now time for the National Sports Report with Louis Tenore.
take it away.
All right, and away we go. We'll start with the baseball scores as usual, and it runs down like this. The Yankees blanked the Phillies 6-0. Cerviano got the win, and Arrieta got the loss. Mariners edged the Orioles 3-2. Paxton got the win, O'Day got the loss, and Diaz got the save. Red Sox are still in the Yankees' tail as the Red Sox pound the Angels 9-1. Price got the win, and Lamb got the loss. I guess you can say the price is right. Oh boy. Athletics beat the Tigers 9-7. Butcher got the win, Green got the loss, and Teheran got the save. Mets fans, good news. Your losing streak is over as the Mets beat the Pirates 4-3 in 10 innings. Peterson got the win, and Peralta got the loss. All my friends are Mets fans, I'm sure they're happy. D-backs over the Marlins 5-3. Godley got the win. Hernandez got the loss, and Boxberger got the save. Reds over the Braves 5-3. Harvey got the win. Sanchez got the loss, and Iglesias got the save. Padres over the Rangers 3-2. Stram got the win. Dykman got the loss, and Hand got the save. Game in progress here as the Twins lead the White Sox now 4-2. 1 out, nobody on. Lopez is pitching, and Dozier is at bat. Brewers over the Royals 5-1. Perella got the win. Junis got the loss, and Hander got the save. The Astros blanked the Blue Jays 7-0. Morton got the win, and Yankee got the loss. Top 6, the Cardinals are having a field day with the Indians 9-2. A runner on first and 2 out. Martinez is pitching, and Gomes is at bat. In a pitcher's duel, the Rays edged the Nationals 1-0. Boy, they're really struggling now. Evaldi got the win, Scherzer got the loss, and Romo got the save. I don't mean Tony Romo either. All right, top 6, the Dodgers leading the Cubs 2-1. Garcia is pitching, and Contreras is at bat. And right now, bottom of the 6th, the Rockies and Giants are tied at 1 apiece. Betts is pitching, and Belt is at bat. All right, so now we'll take care of the standings, and they read this way. And of course, like I said before, Boston is just breathing down our necks as usual. So why should tonight be any different? All right, well, in any event, with that win, the Yankees are now 52-25 and lead the Red Sox still by only a half game. Now at 53-27, but the Yankees lead in percentage points 675 to 663. Everything else is a dump as the Rays are, well, they're 39-40, but still 14 back. Blue Jays 37-42, 16 back, and the Orioles 29.5 back at 23-55.
At least the Rays and Jays are mediocre, but the Orioles, yeah, avian flu.
A dumpster fire if I ever saw one. In the Central, the Indians are 43-34, have a 7.5 game lead with the Twins at 34-40. Tigers 8.5 back at 36-44. The White Sox 26-51, 17 back, and the Royals 24-55, 20 back. You know, it wasn't that long ago that the Royals were actually good. What happened? Okay, in the West, Astros 53-28, best record in the American League. 3.5 back are the Mariners at 49-31. Athletics 42-38, 10.5 back. Angels 41-39, 11.5 back. And the Rangers bring up the rear 35-46 at 18 back. Over to the National League. Despite the loss, the Braves are still 45-33 and have a 3.5 game lead over the Phillies. 41-36 after tonight's 6-0 loss against the Yankees. Aha. Nationals 41-37, 4 back. The Mets 32-45, still 12.5 back. And the Marlins 32-48 at 14 back. Over to the Central, the Brewers are 46-32, have a 3-game lead over the Cubs at 42-34, losing tonight. Cardinals 41-36, 4.5 back. Pirates losers to the Mets 37-42, 9.5 back, and the Reds 33-46 at 13.5 back. Right. In the West, the D-backs are 45-34, have a 2-game lead over the Dodgers at 42-35. They've turned their season around completely. Giants 40-39, 5 back. Rockies 38-40, 6.5 back. It's doable. And the Padres 36-46 at 10.5 back. Still doable, but they need work. All right, so let's check the schedule for tomorrow. And it reads like this. All right, leading off for your June 27th, my goodness, it reads this way. Got some afternoon games to start up with. Beginning at 12:10 as the Reds take on the Braves. 2:10, the Royals take on the Brewers. Also at 2:10, the Blue Jays take on the Astros. 7:05 games, the Mariners take on the Orioles. Yankees take on the Phillies one more time. And the 7:10 games, the Angels take on Red Sox. The Athletics take on your Tigers. The Pirates take on the Mets. And the D-backs take on the Marlins. 8:05, Padres take on the Rangers. 8:10, Twins take on the White Sox. 8:15, the Indians take on the Cardinals. 10 o'clock, the Cubs take on the Dodgers. And at 10:15, the Rockies take on the Giants. All right, so we've taken care of that. Now let's take care of WNBA. On that there. And the WNBA goes like so. Had some good games tonight, and I'm going to start at the bottom because the games are complete, and then I'll work the top. The Lynx over the Storm, 91-79. Maya Moore scores 32 points in the game. Sylvia Bowers had 28 points and 17 rebounds. Not bad. Mystics over the Sun, that's Connecticut, 92-80. And they now lead and take the lead in the East. Elena Dawn scored 25 points, and the Mystics beat the Sun. Oh boy. The Mercury over the Liberty, 83-69. Diana Taurasi had again 27 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. Trina Charles had 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Not bad. And a game in progress right now as the LA Sparks are clipping the Dallas Wings. Well, I shouldn't say clipping, it's close. 54-52. Cambridge leads with 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. For the Wings and for the Sparks, Candace Parker has 17 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. All right, I believe that there is games tomorrow on the schedule. I think there's 3. And it goes like this. So for your June 27th, we go down this way. Early game tomorrow as the Atlanta Dream take on the Chicago Sky at high noon. The Indiana Fever take on the Connecticut Sun once again at 7 p.m. And the Dallas Wings take on the Vegas Aces at 10. Indiana, Connecticut, and Dallas and Vegas are both on NBA TV tomorrow, just if that some way catches your eye. All right, so now let's get to the soccer and the World Cup. As 4 games today were being played, as we're now entering the final stages of preliminary action. Peru shuts out Australia 2-0. Denmark and France played with scoreless draw. Croatia over Iceland 2-1, and Argentina over Nigeria 2-1. Messi scores his 14th goal. And of course, action continues tomorrow, bright and early. Oh boy. Read like this. At 10 a.m., Mexico takes on Sweden. Oh, I get my guys see. For personal reasons. Also 10 a.m., South Korea takes on Germany. 2 p.m. games, Siberia takes on Brazil, and Switzerland takes on Costa Rica. The Siberia-Brazil game was on Fox. Switzerland, Costa Rica is on Fox Sports 1. Germany is on Fox Sports 1 against South Korea, and Mexico and Sweden is on Fox. Oh boy, that's going to be fun for some of us. All right. So now we'll get to the news items of the day. And I just came across a few, actually. Starting off with Magic Johnson. The Los Angeles Lakers are expected to be by many to be a serious player when the free agency period officially begins on Sunday. They are one of a handful of teams with salary cap room to spare, and a young roster that could perhaps entice a marquee free agent. Team President Magic Johnson isn't about to put under pressure on himself, though to accomplish all his roster goals this offseason, as the team introduced rookies Mo Wagner and to the media yesterday. Johnson made it clear that he has a long-term view and a deadline for himself when it comes to rebuilding the Lakers roster. Johnson told reporters he feels he has 2 summers to try and sign some elite free agents to the Lakers. If he can't, then he sees his time as president over and done with. 2 years, okay. We have a trade that's happening in the NBA, and it reads like this. As the LA Clippers trade Austin Rivers to Washington Wizards for Marcin Gortat. The Wizards trade Gortat, their starting center, to the Clippers forward guard Austin Rivers earlier tonight. Both are entering their final season of their contracts and are set to earn similar salaries, making a straight-up exchange work under NBA rules. Continuing on. Okay.
This is the post-game edition.
The 34-year-old Gortat is a durable, screen-setting big man who has played 12 years in the league. In the past 5 at Washington, he averaged 8.4 points and 7.6 rebounds last season, his lowest numbers, though, since 2009-2010. When he was with the Orlando Magic, but still could fill the need for the Los Angeles Lakers if DeAndre Jordan departs. After the Wizards finished 8th in the Eastern Conference and lost in the first round of the playoffs to number 1 seed Toronto, Gortat was adamant that he had no interest in changing his style of play at the late stage of his career. I can't say I blame him. Asked about the possibility of working on his outside shot, he replied, "This summer, I'm going to work on my tan. I'm going to work on my six-pack, get my biceps division a bit better. You can't improve three-point shooting. You can't improve your shot. Specifically, for me, I truly believe I am a solid, good shooter up to 15, 17 feet. But I'm not going to shoot threes. No, I'm not going to do that. I want to go in the paint, body people, and be physical. Get scratches, bleed, etc., etc." Gortat also discussed the widely held perception that he and the all-star point guard John Wall do not get along. "We are good. Are we best friends? And like greatest friends, brothers? Probably not. But I'm not best friends with probably half the team over there anyway." Gortat said that back in April, after Washington was eliminated. "So I have a few good friends, but the rest of them are just my colleagues and teammates. That's how it is. That's how it is around the league." The Wizards had a bit of roster problem at center with Gortat, plus a similar stay in the paint with backup center Ian Mahoney. They also need winning the backup at guard, which Rivers can provide. Rivers, who turns 26 in August, averaged a career best 15.1 points and 4 assists last season while playing for his father, Doc, the Clippers coach. Oh boy. Sorry, kid. He's coming off a career year, and his ability to create offense for himself and others that will help our second unit and allow us to play a variety of laps throughout the season. Wizards president Ernie Grunfeld said in a statement announcing the trade. Okay. And I got the NBA awards that occurred last night. I've been waiting for this. You know, it's amazing that it's only the second year this happened. I thought this was long before that. Well, what can I say? When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So we'll run down the list, and it goes like this. By the way, this will also be on my Saturday night show as well, and my local show on Friday. So here we go. Most valuable player, what a shock, James Harden of the Houston Rockets. No surprise there at all. Rookie of the year, I am disgusted with this pick. Ben Simmons of the 76ers. You take him over Donovan Mitchell? Are you people that stupid? Six-man award goes to Lou Williams of the LA Clippers. Defensive player of the year goes to the Jazz, Rudy Gobert. Wise choice. NBA Most Improved Player of the Year goes to Victor Oladipo from the Indiana Pacers. NBA Coach of the Year, I don't know if this is a good omen or not, but it's Dwayne Casey of the Toronto Raptors, despite being fired in the middle of the postseason run. You be the judge of that, folks. NBA Executive of the Year, Daryl Morley of the Houston Rockets. NBA Sportsmanship Award went to Kemba Walker of the Charlotte Hornets. Moving on down the line, the Craig Sager Award went to Dikembe Mutombo. The Lifetime Achievement Award, the Big O himself, Oscar Robertson. The Teammate of the Year award went to Jamal Crawford of the Minnesota Timberwolves. The NBA Cares Community Assist Award went to Kevin Durant of the Golden State Warriors. He does a lot of charity work, I'm not surprised. Player of the Year, the winner, Clutch Shot of the Year went to Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James. What a shock. Clutch Shot of the Year also went to LeBron James. Dunk of the Year went to the Greek Freak of the Milwaukee Bucks. Lock of the Year went to Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans. They had a great season. Assist of the Year, again, LeBron James of the Cavaliers, as he hasn't won enough already. Handle of the Year, that's a new one, went to Kyrie Irving of the Boston Celtics. Best Style went to Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Hustle of the Year went to Amir Johnson of the Philadelphia 76ers. All-NBA First Team. This is, of course, legit, I think. Anthony Davis of the Pelicans, Kevin Durant of the Warriors, James Harden of the Rockets, LeBron James of the Cavaliers, and Damian Lillard of the Blazers, or as I like to call him, Blizzard. NBA Rookie Team went to Kyle Kuzma of the Lakers, Lauri Markkanen of the Bulls, Donovan Mitchell of the Jazz, Ben Simmons of the 76ers, and Jason Tatum of the Celtics. On the defensive side, the results go like this. Rudy Gobert of the Jazz, Anthony Davis of the Pelicans, Victor Oladipo of the Pacers, Drew Holiday of the Pelicans, who I think is very underrated, and Robert Covington of the 76ers. I do think Holiday is underrated. He does a very good player. Okay, he's not superstar caliber, but still decent nonetheless. And I think, gotta give him credit where credit is due. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now on to other news items of the day. And we do read like this. It's been a fairly active day in the sports world. There we go. Just a second here. Just an update on more baseball scores here. We're in the bottom of the sixth now. Twins lead the White Sox now 4-3, bases loaded. 1 out. Rogers is pitching, and Machado is at bat. Bottom of the seventh, Cardinals are now leading the Indians 10-2. 1 out with a runner on first. Perez is pitching, and Wong is at bat. Bottom 6, Cubs lead the Dodgers 7-2. And the Rockies and Giants are tied at 1. Runner on second, 2 out. Martana is pitching and Lee Matthew is at bat. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that is French. Alright. Okay, there we go. Incidentally, Arkansas has taken a 1-0 lead in the series against Oregon State in the College World Series by a score of 4-1. Game 1 was rained out last night and had to be played tonight. And Game 2 we play tomorrow, of course, weather permitting. And Oregon State does need this victory. I would have my heart set on Oregon State actually winning this. So now it's do or die. Okay. Chicago Cubs plays Chris Bryant on the DL with shoulder inflammation. I believe it's the right shoulder. The move was retroactivated to last Sunday. Bryant indicated that his shoulder soreness was a result of additional time in the batting cages as he tries to break out of his miserable slump. Well, not for nothing, folks, but look, all players go through a slump now and then, so it's nothing to get alarmed about. So just hang tight, folks. All right. The Mets, which has taken a free fall this season, got some more bad news today. Now, yesterday, as General Manager Sandy Alderson is taking a leave of absence to undergo treatment for cancer. Just the media, Anderson has said that his cancer had returned back in April and is undergoing chemotherapy. Alderson was first diagnosed with cancer back in 2015. His duties will be split between John Rico, JP Riccardi, and Omar Minya for the time being. So it's not going to be just one manager at the helm. All right. News from the hockey world. As NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman, goaltenders Marty Brodeur and Martin St. Louis of the St. Louis Blues, and Willie O'Ree, the first player to break the color barrier in the NHL, are all part of this year's Hockey Hall of Fame class. There's also a Canadian women's player by the name of Gina Hedford. The induction ceremony will be taking place in Toronto in November. So congratulations. Bettman also is also only the second commissioner to be inducted into a Hall of Fame. I believe it was Paul Tagliabue that was the only two active in the Hall of Fame, because Tagliabue was in the NFL Hall of Fame. He was selected Pete Rozelle. He was selected to the NFL Hall of Fame back in 1985. Back in the good old days. All right. LeVon Bell remains confident that a long-term deal with the Steelers will get done. This is appearing on NFL Network's Top 100 broadcast. Bell maintains that he is closer to an extension than this time last season, as he enters another summer under the franchise tag. The network deemed that Bell is the number 5 player in the league based on a voting system as composed of current NFL players. Bell expressed similar optimism back in January from the Pro Bowl, but could not reach an agreement before the March 6th deadline. For teams to designate the tag, which the season amounts to $14.5 million, Steelers have until July 16th at exactly 4 p.m. to extend Bell, who has not yet signed the tag. All right. Very disturbing report here that I must mention. All right. The parents of Washington State quarterback Tyler Helsinki said an autopsy was performed after his suicide back in January, and it showed evidence of CTE in his brain. His parents were speaking in an interview on yesterday morning's Today program. Parents Mark and Kim said the Mayo Clinic conducted an autopsy on Tyler, who died on January 16th in Pullman. Washington police say he shot himself with a rifle that had belonged to a former teammate. The autopsy showed signs of stage 1 CTE. Did playing football kill Tyler? His mother says no, saying that in the interview for Sports Illustrated documentary about his life. Did he get CTE from playing football? She says probably. That was the only thing that he contributed. Was that the only thing that contributed to his death? His mother said, I just don't know. His father, Mark, said he had the brain of a 65-year-old, which is hard to take. Tyler's parents said he showed no obvious signs leading up to his suicide, and that Tyler never fired a gun until his death. But they told Sports Illustrated that they told Sports Illustrated that Tyler has become less responsive to text messages late last season after returning from a family vacation in Mexico. What a way to come back, though. That's sad. Denver Nuggets filed the paperwork to decline a team option for forward Nikolai Jovic in his contract last night. That clears the way to sign him for what will likely be a 5-year contract worth a whopping $147 million maximum deal in July. League sources tell ESPN declining the option, which comes to $1.5 million, means that Jovic is a restricted free agent and allows Jovic and the Nuggets to execute the long-term deal. That's a lot. $147 million. Okay. And I did mention the NBA awards. So let's see if I missed anything else. And if not, I'll just turn it back over to you. And okay, yeah, I have news about Gary Sanchez. He has now been officially put on the DL with a strained right groin that he had suffered in Sunday's loss to the Rays, which is a bad break for us because he has been, part of the powerful lineup with the Yankees this season. But it shouldn't be too difficult to find a replacement for him. And the Yankees are still, of course, in first place in the AL East. So, that'll just about do it, and I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, before we sign off, I want to remind everyone to share this episode and our entire podcast on social media and have their friends share that as well, because we want to tell them that the Michigan Sports Truth podcast is in search of a wider audience that is fans of sports, especially our teams in the state of Michigan, the Tigers, Red Wings, and Pistons, for example. So please spread the word about the Michigan Sports Truth podcast on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts via iTunes. Also soon to come on Get Vocal, its Facebook page, and its Twitter handle at Michigan_Truth. For Louis Tenore, I'm Taylor Phillips. We'll talk to you tomorrow at night at 11:30. Thanks very much for listening, downloading, and sharing TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Bye-bye.
The Michigan Sports Truth podcast does not represent or defame any of the teams it covers. It only detects, exposes, and reveals honest, actual, and hidden truth, facts, and statistics about them.